We're officially recorded. Sweet. Now I'm not gonna get any chat, but that's okay. Because I don't know. If I pull up another screen, my monitor I tried to install is not working still. I had to buy a different cable, which I don't know if I bought it yet or I just put it in my cart. But keep having to get different pieces because it's anyway. It's cheaper. It's cheaper than going to buy a $80 TV or a monitor to use. But
yeah.
So I'm gonna go under wrestling. Let's see what happens. All right. An error occurred. This is usually caused by out-of-date drivers. Please ensure... Motherfucker. Okay, so I can't stream and record at the same time. That is officially a thing. Or I can't stream and...
Pretty much one or the other.
I think I can't call you and stream, I think is what it is. I can record this, which is sweet. I knew that already. But we may have...
live.
Yeah, so we may have to find a different service. I wonder if like Zoom or something... No, I don't want to use Zoom, but... like Facebook Messenger or something else works.
Do you remember what Dad Bro and EJ used to do?
No, I don't know what they used. Oh, my mic's okay. No, I don't know what they did. I do not have that information. I could ask him. I haven't.
He was streaming and he did some kind of phone call link to get his face on his stream.
Sometimes he used Jamie, not always. A lot of times it was just audio, though.
Okay.
I don't know if it was Facebook Messenger. You know what it might have been? I think I do know. I think it was Skype.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you might be right on that.
I could try that, but I don't know how much, like... I know Discord doesn't use a lot of internet, a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah.
It doesn't use a lot of anything on my computer. There's no stress on it.
Or even if you have to record it, just do it on your YouTube.
What do you mean?
Like put all the episodes on your YouTube channel or something like that?
Oh, you're saying upload them after the fact?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the plan. I reserved the emails. I just never got the YouTube channel yet. It won't be long because it's easy. It's a Gmail. Once I edit them, then I'm gonna do it. I gotta write a note though, because if I forget to write a note of when specifics of when to edit this episode, I'll forget.
Right. Yeah.
I'll just say the 3-minute mark. And what was that? Okay. So welcome. Here we are, episode 3 of our our wrestling podcast. Hey. I'm your host, Cro-Mag. This is our other beautiful host who is camera shy today, Turtle.
Get ready for some food.
Yeah, so today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to try to get this one as soon as possible out to you guys instead of the usual 3 to 4 days leeway that we have. And that's because of the topic in the beginning of our show. For those of you that are on Twitter and noticed that I was talking about it a whole bunch, basically it's no surprise that a lot of companies are getting rid of people, putting them on whether you call it furlough or unemployment or straight up firing people, laying them off. It's been crazy out there, and I'm fortunate enough I'm still working. My wife is able to still work, as hers is mostly at home. And a few other people I know are able to do so, which is really cool. I know a lot of you probably aren't, and that's a shame, and I'm sorry for you guys. And I say we're here for you, but there's not much we can do other than try to cheer you up a little bit. So the WWE recently, correct me if I'm wrong, but was that the 15th or the 14th they did that? Was that yesterday?
I want to say I'm not 100% on the date.
Yeah, I want to say it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday the 15th. So they get rid of a bunch of people. Now we're going to go through the list, and I'm going to what I want to do now. A little bit of fun. I'm going to write it down too, so we can keep track here. I want to know what you think and what I think of what's going to happen. As in, either if it's going to be. So we're going to go eight. We'll use an A. Okay. Let's start this off a little differently here. I want to categorize them in one of a few ways, whether they're picked up by the AEW, Impact, or Japan, or other or nothing. However you want it. You tell me how you want to break this down into 3 or 4 categories.
Yeah.
So how do you think we should categorize this?
Do you just want to go down the list and
Yeah,
then?
I'm going to go down the list, and you're going to tell me if you think they're going to go X, Y, Z, or nowhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Carl Anderson.
He's probably going to be AEW.
With or without Luke Gallows?
Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I take that. Oh man, this is. See, I'm caught up between the Bullet Club being split now, so I don't know if he's going to go to the. They're going to go to the All Elite or go back to New Japan. That one right there is a toss-up. That's like, are they going to dip their toes in a new Bullet Club era, or are they going to go back to their roots?
So you're thinking either AEW or I'm going to put NJ for New Japan. For me, this is where this is going to sound embarrassing, but I don't even care. What are the major players that are owned by themselves? Now we all know NXT, WWE, they own themselves. That's fine. AEW owns themselves. What are the other major players that are owned by themselves? Like, I'm not even sure anymore because I know there was a bunch of stuff. Like, is TNA even a thing anymore, or are they just kind of a joke?
They're like, they do their little mini online shows on Twitch live, and they occasionally got little pay-per-views and stuff. Like Rob Van Dam's over there. They're trying to do their shows, but they're not like they had, like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy and Hogan and all that back in the day. Okay. They're not. They're almost kind of like just small indie programming now. They're just famous because of the name, really.
So they're essentially a joke now. Okay, that's what I thought because I haven't heard too much. So really,
like besides the a couple of the legends that are still over there, like RVD. You got, I believe Cage is still over there, which WWE's trying to get him to sign over.
I wonder why he doesn't want to go.
I don't know. I guess they're saying he's considering it this year, but he was been working with Lucha Underground and all that.
Well, but Mysterio's still Lucha Underground, I believe, is he not?
Ray? No, he's with WWE.
Well, no. Up until very recently.
Yeah, he did have a part. I want to say up to like season 3, season 4 of Lucha Underground.
I was gonna say because last I checked, Mysterio was with them, and that's. Well, we're off topic, but I know he killed a guy. So like that clip for those of you who haven't seen that clip, well, I know that was like forever ago, but dude, that like it's kind of scary because he's like, oh shit, and he just see him call over the ref, call over people, and he's like, oh fuck, you could just tell he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine, man. Like, dude, the guy died, and it wasn't his fault technically. Like, accidents happen, but like it's a big accident to happen. Like, not like, oh, he's paralyzed. Oh, that sucks. He's died.
Yeah.
In a fake.
Yeah. It was the drop kick, I want to say, wasn't it?
A fake scripted wrestling match. Like, you can't fake a death, all right? Not really. Not an actual fucking get in the ground, rest in pieces, your family's going to miss you forever, go in heaven. Like, you can't fake that. It's not a Taker Kane buried alive fake death.
I want to say last month there was like a Loot Crate box type deal, but it was for wrestling.
Yeah.
And
you were talking about that. You said you were going to order the one.
Yeah, last month was Lucha team, and I want to say they gave a pin away, and it was old buddy who passed away.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
All right, so Anderson, I was also thinking AEW just because they're the only ones that I think can even afford to pay him.
I feel like they're going to be a bundle wherever they go.
Well, that's the other thing. So the next one on the list is EC3.
Oh man, EC3. That guy goes back and forth anywhere he goes. So
I kind of was thinking he's either going to be New Japan or shit. That's just my opinion. He's
I don't know if
almost.
he's going to go that far. Maybe Impact.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't. Man, I don't. Unless AEW has some kind of storyline, if they come out with their new belt, right?
Yeah, but
You can put them in that category, but
he's like a higher end jobber. Like, you know, the way
yeah,
he bounces
ECW
around so
or
hard.
EC3 is really good. Like I just don't know if he's gonna just like maybe go back to Impact, get that little comfort zone again, and I don't know, maybe
That's
jump up.
that would be like Cage and why RVD is not moving. You know, they're just comfortable. They're old,
Yeah.
really
Oh,
fucking
definitely
old.
with RVD.
He's
Yeah,
really
he's a champion over there.
yeah. Why would he want to leave? You know, but at the same time, if the money's right, it's not like he's getting younger.
And then
And
AEW has like signing contracts where they can work with Impact and Japan well. So you never know if they give
I
it. It's like almost like college football
so that's my
pro.
next question. Why is Vince such an asshole? And like, why is he so against doing stuff like that? You know what I mean? I know he kind
And
because yeah, like why? I get
just his own chemistry,
I
I guess.
get why from a business standpoint, but like I was surprised to know he didn't own more of the wrestling world for that purpose.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I guess it was just pretty well. I don't know. It's just if you're going through the territory thing, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, like I see what you're saying with. I guess like at the time when he started buying things, there was only 3 shows that were kind of happening, which was WCW and ECW. He just buys them
Hmm.
and gets a great idea to do the networks, and now he has the rights to air all that footage, which was probably kind of like one of the reasons why he bought most of it because he had that idea with the network. And
Yeah.
then he bought all the other territories, so he can actually there is NWA and stuff like that, AEW, all that on
Hold up. The wait a second because I got to get my thoughts while you're doing what you got to do. The AEW is on the WWE network.
excuse me, I'm sorry. um AWA.
Oh, I was gonna say, wait a minute, like that's really
Sorry.
confusing. That'd be sweet, but what the fuck?
No.
Oh man. Okay,
I'm
so
sorry, yeah.
that's fine. I wrote EC3 down for you as Impact.
Yeah.
For me, unfortunately, I could care less what happens to him. So those of you that are fans, you can hate me now. I'm sorry, I just don't. Drake Maverick.
Um I can see him in AEW.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like there's gonna, I can too, and that's where I'm gonna write him down for me and for you. But my problem with him going AEW is there's gonna come a point when it's like, okay, the AEW is not a dumping ground for all the WWE shit, not the shit, but like the people that left, you know. So like, they're not just gonna pick up everybody, and if they do, that's a topic we'll get to later. That's oh, I'm excited. Um, Kurt Hawkins, don't know much about him. I never really paid attention. So
Kurt Hawkins got released.
yeah,
Man,
didn't pay much attention to him.
I like Kurt Hawkins.
See him, know of him, didn't really pay attention.
He's I follow him on a major podcast and all that. They do wrestling. They collect wrestling figures. And
Yeah,
him and Zack Ryder.
I knew that because Zack Ryder. That's how I knew about Hawkins. But again, where do you think?
Honestly, man.
You think is because here's the other thing. We don't know which one of these. I don't know if some of these are furloughed or some of these are legit let go. There is a difference.
Right. So
Um,
like with this one, I kind of feel like he's not going to go anywhere to do his dad thing,
I'm gonna
and
put a
he's probably
line
going to
through it
get
then.
up.
I'm just putting a line through it. That's fine for me because I kind of it's one of those things where like I know Maverick won't. I know Maverick won't sit still. Um, there's a couple on
No.
this list that I think are just going to chill,
Yeah.
and I know they're just going to chill because like example, if Taker got let go 5-10 years ago, he would have just sat there and waited
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I think the same thing with Hawkins.
right. It's just the loyalty that's there to Vince and the family. He's not going to move. So, Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, AEW.
I think he's going to be a little greedy, a little hungry. He's younger. I think I agree with that statement. Luke
About
Gallows.
the second time, I think he left.
I think Leo Rush was AEW or was he Impact? I don't remember.
No, he was in Impact before.
Yeah.
But I want to say this is the second time he's gotten let go from WWE.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 3 or 4, but that's fine. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. So I put him on AEW for you. Luke Gallows, we already talked about that. I think that's going to be an AEW thing, just strictly based on, like you said, the package deal. I would like to see him in Impact, though.
Impact.
He's not going to. I would like to see him in Impact.
Okay.
Again, feel free to anyone wants to debate this, and we can discuss it later. I would like to see him in Impact, not necessarily go to Impact. Like I don't think he's gonna. I mean, like I don't think it's free. So I'm not writing it down because that's just my fan pick, I guess. All right, Eric Young.
Impact.
Okay. I had no opinion on that.
For Eric Young.
I had no opinion on that guy. I just don't. I don't really.
He's talented. It's just I hate the way WWE used him. Sad.
Right. Heath Slater.
Heath Slater, and I don't. Oh man, that's another Hawkins feel for me right there. I feel like it might be temporary for him. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. If he does, it would probably be AEW.
See, I was screaming he's gonna go somewhere. No opinion on where, but I was screaming he's gonna. I felt like he's a guy that's gonna want to go somewhere. But I'll. So what do you want me to put down? Arrow. So what's your official cast here, Mister?
I feel like he's gonna do the coronavirus wait. You know what I mean? Just wait it out.
Understood. Okay.
But if it happens, it would be AEW.
Okay. Aiden English.
Aiden English, man.
I was shocked a little bit.
Like as a performer, is he going back to performing?
It just said he was released, so.
Because they were using him as commentary.
I know, but he's released, so he's got nowhere to go now. Or he has anywhere to go,
so
I guess.
It makes me wonder, right? If he's going back to commentary somewhere else, it'd be a really good spot for him is NWA Power.
They're a thing? Still?
Yeah. You know who Wade Barrett is? He's their commentary over there.
No, I mean that. Okay.
Somebody else. I can't remember who else is over there.
Remind me the back half of this. We're going to talk about the AEW because I'm very new to the AEW and what the fuck. We'll get there later though. So Aiden English, you're putting down commentary.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if he got
NWA. You said NWA Impact? Or no, NWA Power. I'm sorry. The next one really pissed me off, and I'm going to skip it, and we'll go back to it because I'm very heartbroken and very upset with Vince. Sarah Logan, that's the next one that we are going to talk about. I was a little shocked.
I don't think she's going to go anywhere yet because her husband's still working.
Who's her husband? Her real-life husband?
The bald-head dude, Viking.
Oh, okay. Now, that's another thing. I believe Maverick, from what I saw on Twitter, it appears Maverick and Alexa Bliss are a thing. In real life, just like we'll just get back to that. I'm writing down a note here about Zelina and her new stable she's got forming, because her husband or whatever is Aleister Black.
Yeah, I think they're just dating.
Whatever. They got an awesome YouTube channel. They do big
Yeah,
they do
right.
big
I've seen
giveaways
a
all the
couple of that.
time. I've caught like 5 different 5-minute clips. I probably start listening to it a little more just to get a little more feel for them. But honestly,
Yeah, I want to say I seen like them doing an unboxing for a survival box or something
and
like
then they
that.
gave it away. They gave away something else. They gave away a bunch of shit. It's awesome. I was like, you guys,
Yeah.
this is
No,
amazing.
no, they gave away an Xbox. They
That's what it
signed
was.
it.
That's what it was. And
Yeah.
what's cool too is a lot of these people on this list do. And I didn't know this because I just kind of watch wrestling and talk to you, and that's it. Like I don't. Up until recently, I haven't spent as much time as I have been on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, in the wrestling category, to
Yeah.
realize how many of these people have podcasts and like holy crap,
Oh,
they're all doing it, and it's great, and I love it because I got mad at the amount of stars that don't respond. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many that don't respond to anybody on Twitter, and it's like, fuck you. Like, as much as you respond, as much as you post, you could respond to 1 or 2 fans because it shows up in a way where you'd be able to see if they respond ever. And I don't like that they don't, and that really grinds me. So Mike Chioda is referee. I think he's kind of either going to wait or go nowhere or just quit, just because I
I
don't.
don't know, man. AEW's been pulling them legend referees out lately. He might he might jump the boat.
You think so?
There's a couple of his buddies over there.
Like he was a good dude, and you know another one I
Yeah.
actually like. I think she does a good job. I don't know if she does a good job with keeping them safe and concerned, but I don't know her name. She's, we'll say late 20s, early 30s, heavier set, kind of chunky, white chick. She does a lot of matches. I see her all the time, and she does a pretty good job. Um, and
Curly hair?
I don't know. She always got a ponytail in, and she's had no problem. Like she looks like she's ready to beat the shit out of some of
Who's
these
she
dudes.
wrestle for?
WWE. She's a ref.
Oh, the one that
She's kind of
little chunky
stocky.
version of Ronda Rousey.
Basically, yeah. But she don't take shit. She's like, fuck
Yeah.
you. She's just straight up getting
Yeah.
people's faces, and I love that. And you know,
Yeah.
some of these other refs are like, oh, please don't. Please. And she's one of the ones that's like, nope, So like, it's kind of cool, you know. She reminds me of.
You can tell if you watch her younger matches on NXT.
Mhm.
You could tell she was kind of shy of getting into the refs or people superstars' faces and stuff like that.
Well, but
And probably like Triple H lit that fire in her butt. It's like,
right.
look, you got to get in there.
You know, but the thing is, they don't have to. Like, if maybe for us fans and definitely for the kids, but like at the same token, we know that their job is really just to make sure no one gets actually hurt further than
Oh yeah,
what they
yeah.
might be. So like, I know that and we get that, but like you said, to like sell it,
Yeah.
maybe she had to, but she sells it. Is my whole point.
Yeah, you got to. You got to like it's there's superstars that will moments. You know, they involve referees in story
Yeah.
play. They're like, we have to get this referee right here to the spot. You know, and you gotta sell it. You know. You gotta-
All right, so the next one on my list is Rowan.
Rowan, I can feel that he would probably go.
AEW.
He's got a strong character, and he doesn't use that. I feel like he can just take something real fast right now. The way he's driving, and he can just come out with something really good. And plus, his buddy Luke Harper just switched over to AEW, so that would be
So that's pretty much
perfect for him.
I'm going to star that one because that's pretty much a guaranteed. And I was thinking he was a slam dunk for the AEW, as was Anderson and Gallows together, though. So like, you know, Primo and Epico.
Primo and Epico. Ah, man.
They're separate technically. So whatever you want to tell me, that's fine.
Well, they're family, so I don't know. Shit, man. I might just go to fucking AAA, maybe. I don't even know what they would do.
New Japan sounds good. Okay, so now you got Mike and Maria Kanellis. I think Nothing. Like, not waiting. I mean, literally, I think they're just gonna say, "We're done."
Man, it's if they're gonna do the family thing, I agree with you. But if they were like, you know what, if we stay together as this force and maybe try to build up a story, and AEW was curious in it, I can see there's other people in a tag relationship type deal that AEW has that would actually kind of work.
You mean like
Like,
a husband, not a husband and wife necessarily, but like a
no, yeah, like
boyfriend
even
and
like the
girlfriend tag team match?
yeah, even like that. Not just a build up of them, like kind of like squeezing in to be their first story. Like it would be easy for them to get into the door. What
Let me
I'm
get my phone. So it
because AEW kind of has a lot of medium to small dudes. And the way his body structure is, their duo, it would work.
I guess I could put down. That's tough. I'm not a. She was kind of nothing, back in the day. She was just there. She was important. Don't get me wrong, but like,
Well, you know what she did, right? She did the whole modeling thing.
yes,
What was big for her
she was.
was she
Go ahead.
she designed her own costume, clothes
Yeah,
that would on the side where other people kind of helped her out.
I did know that, and look, she definitely fit the era she was in, the diva era. She definitely fits it. She's stereotypical model look.
Yeah.
She flaunted it as she was probably instructed to.
Yeah, right.
She can't wrestle, at least based on what I saw before. I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler, so I don't know if she was instructed not to, or if never.
She ain't no Charlotte. That's what we're saying.
Dude, Charlotte's a beast, dude. That woman is just insane. Like,
oh, I'm so glad she took after her father.
oh, but worse though, she like took after her. Like, she almost makes Rick look like a face. Like, it's that much of an extreme.
See, I had a buddy at work.
She's so heel so much, dude.
I had a buddy at work. He always laughed at me. He's like, my man Cena's gonna break that record, that 16 time on Flair. It's like, nah, he's gonna tie it maybe, but you know who's gonna break it? It's gonna be Charlotte. She's already like,
yeah, but that's
what is she, 11?
They're just
12.
but they're just gonna do that strictly based because of her legacy. Like, you know what? I think they're doing that as a legacy play.
I don't care what they do. I just called it. I just knew that was gonna be the person who did it first. It wasn't gonna be Cena.
And that's the other thing. Like, so I forgot. I didn't forget. We're off topic again. So Mike and Marie Kanellis were putting down.
I would say AEW if they did push. If they didn't want to do the family thing, I would say AEW.
AEW or FAM. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't really like. Both of them don't really do much on Twitter. I was looking; they don't really share much. So like, I can't get a feel.
Kid thing going on, so I don't know if they were trying to do a new one. No.
It's a tough, like, but they need money too. It's not like she made millions, and he definitely didn't either. So
yeah,
it's not like pretty much no one on this list is probably safe financially. Like, unfortunately, I mean, maybe because I know some of these people make a shit ton. All right, Zack Ryder.
Man.
Yeah. So I put him down as a line.
Yeah, man. That's the same thing with Hawkins right there.
Yeah. I mean, they're partners in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know, so it's.
They got the YouTube channel going. He's got the money flow. Like he's got a whole organization.
Don't get me wrong.
Outside of WWE,
financially, he's probably not set, but he'll probably be okay because he's probably going to triple down or quadruple down on.
Like I said, he's got the YouTube. He was famous before they picked him up in WWE just because of the YouTube, and then he sells and trades figures, all day long.
Right, so I think he'll be as good as you and me are financially, or a little bit better. He's not like he's going to be killing it, you know what I mean? But I think without wrestling live, I think he'll be okay. No Way Jose.
And then is his girlfriend still? She wrestles in T right now. So Zack Ryder.
Who though?
Chelsea.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea. I can't think of who.
Just kidding.
What
I'm kidding. I'm
Celeste
100% joke.
goes with.
She's awesome though. But anyway, so No Way Jose is the next one.
No way, Jose. I think No Way would get picked up by anybody that'll take him. Probably New Japan though, just the way his character is.
That's what I put down.
I
put down the same thing. The next one's Rusev. I put him AEW. What's your thoughts?
AEW, yeah.
Okay.
Man, I cannot believe Rusev. And he just had that decent story.
Dude,
and
I
then
said the same thing. Like,
now
it was like, oh, your story's over. Goodbye.
Now they're doing the Lana divorce thing again, and then why wouldn't Rusev come back? That.
Oh, with Bobby Lashley and Lana, yeah, that's.
Yeah, they're having the issues, so it's like, why? That would be a perfect time to give a second story, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right, but he might be furloughed. I don't know. He said the other thing too. So, because there's only a couple left, my final thoughts on this list basically are, we don't know how many of these are either told or Vince, because there's specific. There was an email thing that said like, hey, look, we're going to email you and text you from Human Resources with details regarding everything. So it may have been like, hey, you're free to look for employment elsewhere, but we plan on picking you up by January.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know.
It just could be.
We'll never know.
The whole Corona thing that's happening to everybody right now, where just gotta like, look, we can't use you as much as we want to right now.
Right, because the house shows are gone. So I know a lot of these people use house shows. We all. So
I heard something about WWE got a thing with Florida where they can do live shows now with people. What's going on with that?
From what I understand, not with people, but they can do live shows. And I don't know if you noticed, Raw was live.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's because they're deemed essential. So I don't know how they got away with doing WrestleMania. It was recorded for what it was. We already talked about it earlier, a different episode. It needed to be recorded. It needed to be. Some of the matches maybe not, but
Taker definitely.
Right.
Like that.
But
if you did that live, we would have.
Here's the thing, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was the Braun Strowman match. That motherfucker. The match started and he's sweating as if he just ran a marathon. So damn well that was not the beginning of the match. So I'm pretty sure that match was probably why it
Some of them have to be. You got to think who he fought, Goldberg.
Yeah. So I think
probably took care of him.
I probably think that he was so sweaty because the match already happened and someone's like, now this is shit. Because the match was lackluster. 3 or 4 spears and it was over.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that was shit. So I think that probably had to do with that.
3 spears and then 3 power slams.
So I think that was because they either recorded 2, because we don't know. Maybe they recorded a good match, then said, oh, we're going to record this as well, and we'll see what we want to use based on time in the other matches. We don't know. So that's what I think happened, because like there were a few.
And then plus Goldberg's age too, because you can hear the way he was setting up the spears, the way he sounded like he was panting.
Oh, hard. But I also think he was doing. I think that wasn't their first. I think that was not the first take. Yeah. I think if this was live in an arena, we would have had a different event. Okay, but anyway, before we go back to that, Deonna Purrazzo, Deonna. I don't know. My hand's running sloppy. NXT only. I don't know anything, so.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Exactly. So we're just gonna say New Japan. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Alexander Jacek.
Oh no, who you say?
Jacek. Alexander Jacek.
Alexander Jacek.
Jacek, whatever. Jaskic. Sorry.
Jackson. Is that the guy that was playing Kurt Angle's stepson?
I have no fucking idea.
Jackson.
I don't know at all.
What was his first name?
Alexander, but it's spelled
Alexander.
But it's spelled with a K.
Hold on.
It's Alexander. If you want to get real technical.
Okay, I got what you're saying. I'm sure
our loyal 3 fans that are watching or listening are disgusted with you right now.
No, like right when you just said it.
Shame on you. Shame. Shame.
I don't
Shame.
know if I
Shame.
thought they just tagged him up with what's it?
Some more water.
Ricochet? Was it? Right? I thought they just did a tag thing together.
They did, but he must have been kind of
Okay. I mean, if he's going, I could see him in either New Japan if he would bring his character up a little bit, or AEW because of the size weight again.
But it makes me wonder if they're going to give him a different character, or if he's going to come up with a different character.
New Japan, I think he would work really good with Juicy Robinson.
Yeah, but that's if he's allowed to keep his character. That's the other thing you got to remember.
Well, yeah, I mean, just he can go over there as self-named too.
Because I've always wondered that what rights does the WWE or any wrestling organization have? Like, we all know.
It depends if they helped you with the character on the name and shit.
Yeah, but what if they legally though? What if they just say they helped you? You know, like, oh, we built you up because.
So you know, if they have the rights to like air your matches and shit.
No,
yeah.
that's not what I mean. I mean, like, Mick Foley can't go to the AEW as Mankind. This just ain't gonna happen. We know that. But the question is why? Is it because
Mankind was made by a developer from WWE?
Or what if it wasn't?
No, I've actually read that heard that story.
But what if the WWE just says anything you could? Because here's
if Mick Foley came to them with that character, I feel like it would be he.
So here's the issue with most companies, at least in America that I know of. So right now, technically speaking, if I created any chemical of any kind, my work technically owns the rights, even if I do it on my free time. Now, the loophole for me is I'm hourly, so I'm okay. But like one of my good friends, he's one of the engineers. If he creates something on his own, I'm talking at home, off hours, his own computer, own internet, nothing to do with anybody, he can't sell it anywhere because the company owns his ass and his ideas. So that's what I mean. I wonder how many people in the history of any wrestling organization do they go, you made that while you were here, sorry. So it's one of those interesting debates. The last on the list, well, second last. I saved my favorite for last. MJ Jenkins.
I
put New Japan because I could care less.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Maybe he'll come AEW and become Breakout, whatever. Okay, so the last one on the list, the one that really pissed me off, and I don't know if you noticed it. Did you recognize anything I missed?
Like name-wise?
Yeah, I missed one on purpose. I skipped over him. It's a boy. Angle, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Like, maybe he's not as good a producer as he was a wrestler. I don't know, but like, dude, that guy's ability to sell it. If he was even a fraction as good a producer as he was someone who can sell it as a performer, why the fuck did they get rid of him? Like,
yeah. The way his age is and how he's moving, he's probably gonna be a stay at home guy.
Well, he was a producer though. He didn't do it. He was behind the scenes. So I don't know. I guess it depends. If he wants to go back, maybe he's going to go home for a minute and just do like the Arn Anderson thing. Arn Anderson got fired and he got immediately picked up by AEW. Right, but so I have Angle down as just chilling. I think because of his current injuries and some of the other stuff he's posted on Twitter, I think he wants a break.
I feel
just to stay at home, not have to travel. Not that they're traveling anyways, but.
Matter of fact, my wife just showed me a video of him like eating spaghetti, and he pulls out some scissors and cuts the bottom.
Yeah,
and you can hear his wife just flipping out and just laughing.
Yep, he's goofy dude.
Like I can see him probably doing YouTube videos for him.
I would love that, dude, because he was always, especially if he even brought anywhere near the intent, he's always flexing, always sweaty, always smiling that bullshit smug smile. I love that dude. Watching him wrestle, like, we talked before we've talked a lot about him actually off camera. I know it was controversial, yes, but he was still talented enough to get to where he was, regardless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then let's keep in mind the fact that his ability to sell it, like he would apply 5% of his strength, but he looked like he was ready to fucking snap that guy's ankle or neck. Like he did not mess around. It was just
Oh,
straight.
every time he did the whole yank thing, and he was like, "Come on, tap."
I mean, he would
It
literally
really
be
looked
like, to
he
me,
was
he would take
cranking.
this piece of he's the only guy I think that could take a piece of paper and make it look like it's an indestructible piece of steel. Like just be like,
Yeah.
like straight up. Like I feel like he's the only guy that could in the WWE to that level. I think he's the only one to that level. Pretty much almost ever.
Yeah.
And I'm a little biased. I'm not saying he's the greatest because he's not. I think he's the greatest at that. I think he was the greatest at losing himself and forgetting he was fake, forgetting he wasn't really that demonic guy that he was.
He definitely told a story, and
Uh,
it takes a lot of talent to do that.
so the possibles are kind of obvious. Um, they're saying that Kane's going to possibly be let go, and I'm assuming he's on a Legends contract, which is fine. And that's because he's a political guy now. So like, it would be kind of silly for him. I think it'd be really stupid for Vince to hold on to him and be like, "No, I know you're a politician, but come here." No, I think that's stupid, and I think Vince knows that. So I think he's going to be let go.
Well, Kane, I think I've also heard another thing about Kane. Like you said, he's the politics thing, doing this whole thing. I think he's not going to come back as much on wrestling, but I've heard what they were trying to do was make a revamp of another. And Glenn actually said that would actually be pretty cool.
Wait, what do you
And
mean?
they'd have him. They were going to use him one last time, he'd come in, say his retirement, right, and then WWE was thinking about making a brand new game, like another character.
Right. So, okay, now
And then
we're gonna
chokeslam Glenn.
we're gonna get back to that because I definitely want to delve into that for a couple of reasons. Well, how much time we got left? We got another 15, 20 minutes. Good. So, the Collins. I'm not really sure. No idea, but they're possibly going to be let go. Now the Big Show, he's actually going to possibly be let go, and that unfortunately means that they're going to lose him. Period. Now I don't think he's going to go anywhere if they do lose him. I think he's just going to hang out and chill, ride his coattails of his show, and come back if need be. Like if Vince says, "Hey, we want to use you one last time," or "Hey, we want to keep you out back,"
Yeah, same.
or "Hey, we need you to train some people," or "Hey, we need you to help."
Royal Rumble appearance.
Right, or "Hey, we need you to develop this character," or "Hey, we need you as a producer." Like I think they're going to utilize him eventually somehow, but I don't think he's going to wrestle necessarily ever again. Maybe a one-off, but I think the Big Show's done actually wrestling. I think.
Yeah,
But
I was surprised they used him on the after the WrestleMania match. He challenged Drew McIntyre after he won it against Brock.
Yeah. Again, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I just think they're kind of going to be done with him as a performer.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to have some sort of 9-month build-up of WrestleMania like they did with Edge and Orton. Fine. But, I mean, I think he's... Anyway, so the next one, I'm a little biased on. So if any of you have ever seen the movie $1 Million Arm, I highly suggest you go watch it. And if you have seen it already, watch it again. It's a fantastic movie, though the movie has it a little screwed up. There's a bigger guy and a scrawny little guy, just a little bit shorter. Well, the scrawny guy in real life was actually a big, tall, big motherfucker that threw javelin for his university he went to. He got picked up, joined this contest of basically trying to get $1 million contract as a pitcher for the MLB, and it worked. Both of them got signed by the Pirates. Great movie, true story, they just got the characters a little messed up with how.
What's that called?
The $1 Million Arm. It's a fantastic movie. Really, really, really good. And I've watched it twice with my kids. Totally worth watching. Please, if you're a baseball fan, even a little, watch it. And even if you're just a fan of the Singh brothers, watch it, because one of the Singh brothers is Rinku Singh, Rinku. Rinku Singh. That's his actual fucking name. He wrestles. He's been all over. He's not a good wrestler in my opinion at all. I think the fact that he's a Singh brother, I think it's the only reason they use him is because it's a package deal, kind of like the Hardy Boys, except garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a great. He was a pretty good baseball player. He played professional a little bit, went on for a long time, but he's not that good of a wrestler. He's not a jobber, but he's not mid card either. He's kind of just like Impact. You know, I don't think he's NXT worthy. But here we sit. They're possibly going to be let go.
He's got some good dance moves.
He's a big boy too. He no slouch. I didn't hear. What was that?
No, it was background noise.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so now the bottom of my list, I wrote down some of the other stuff that Vince mentioned in his address. I'm not going to word it because I just wrote down the highlights. But they decreased all and any executive and board salaries. That means him, his wife, his daughter, his son-in-law, his son, his daughter-in-law, and many others all now make way less money. They have delayed the move to Connecticut for their new headquarters. I don't know if you know about that at all.
I thought they were already there.
Nope. They're delaying it for 6 months at least.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And they basically cut all third-party staffing and consulting, which basically means right now, if you're not officially signed by the WWE in any capacity, you're gone, which really sucks for people that are contracted, subcontracted. That really sucks. I mean,
yeah.
But what people don't necessarily understand is they had camera guys that were subcontracted, but they were subcontracted. So they got let go, which that's kind of expected. I mean, how many camera guys do you need? How many people do you need when you're not doing house shows, live shows? You don't need the bus crew to drive your stars to and from when, if it's not so I get it. I do, and it sucks, but to say it's a problem and to say they're selfish just because now this is another thing. Linda basically got caught, proverbially speaking, in bed with politicians, and that's why they say Vince is able to continue as an essential business, because she bought off essentially.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is a shame, but at the same time, it's like, okay, look, if we all know Roman Reigns said, no, I'm not doing Mania because of COVID. He didn't say that. A lot of these performers said, I'm not doing Mania, I'm done wrestling because of COVID. I don't think Vince fired them. Also, with that in mind, now that that's in my forethought, I wonder how many of the stars on the list I mentioned were let go because they said, no, I'm not wrestling. So Vince may have said, I can't pay you, but I'll let you go. I'll pick you up when I can pay you again.
That's why Lesnar didn't want to do it, because he got paid less.
But that's the thing, though. Shut the fuck up. Be happy you got a job. You know?
Yeah, oh yeah, for real.
Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for you if you can't work. Anybody who's listening, anybody who who's not listening, I feel bad if you can't work, but you're regularly working. I'm sorry. It's not my fault, but I am sorry. I also don't care. It's one of those things where, yes, I care, but I don't. And the reason I care is because I'm human and I love you all. I don't care because you could have a different job. No, maybe you can't find a new job, but the internet's out there. People are still watching. People are still listening. Hawkins is an example. Zack Ryder, rather, as he mentioned earlier, and his buddy Kurt Hawkins. They're still making money. I guarantee it. Not as much probably, but I guarantee it. Okay,
Oh yeah.
so branch out. No, it's not comfortable. No, it's not easy. I have a giant library to my right and a giant one in my other room. I probably have 150 books at least on all kinds of random topics, from podcasting to not podcasting. I don't know why we're podcasting. That's not what I meant. Uh, from proper nutrition to personal development to all kinds of shit, dude. Like there's one I have a bunch on becoming a better Christian. I got some on body level pH. I got some on people that have lived and died and explained how they were successful. I got random ones on random topics. Like you name it, I got it. And you can do that. The internet's free. No, you may not be able to get what you want. Too bad. Suck it up. No, you can't. Now that's another thing. A lot of these libraries, and I don't know about by you or by anyone else listening, but by us, they have they increased, like triple folded their online, because a lot of these families, at least in my neighborhood specifically, the kids don't have a choice. Like if they don't go to the library, they might not even get a fucking movie, let alone a book. And if you don't get a book, I feel bad for anybody who can't get a book, because books are the reason I was able. This is a inside moment, but I'll share it with you guys. Books are the reason some people are able to safely make it through their childhood, because it is an escape. And the reason I bring that up is the same reason why I think the WWE, the AEW, and all of them should stay essential. That is some of the only escape some of these kids and adults have from their shitty lives.
Oh yeah, I love like my kids sit down and we'll read some comics and stuff together.
That's what I mean. Right? Like without that, like, what if that's all you have because you're in a terrible? I'm not going to go into details, but what if that's all someone has because of their current life situation? They need that. It's a mental health issue now. So I'm not saying it's okay for Vince to make these people perform. I'm not saying that at all. If they don't want to, then don't. Please don't harm yourself or your family. But if you want to, we want you to. We're pulling for you. So we're going to change the light and go a little lighter on a better topic here. You mentioned Kane coming back to develop a different character. I have two thoughts with that. One, I think I mentioned it to my kids, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I think if AJ comes back, it would be amazing if he came back as some sort of undead zombie or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Who, Glenn?
AJ Styles.
Oh, AJ.
Dude, could you imagine him coming back as some sort of like, not Undertaker, but like the Lord of the Underworld, some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Some sort of really, because not only is it 180 his character, it'd be fitting. Because
I'm kind of curious how they are going to bring him back.
Because otherwise, him and Taker are both done. I think that was it. I think they're both done. Because AJ does it. Here's another thing for those of you that don't know. I found this out last night. Go on Twitch, AJ Styles. He streams all the fucking time. All the time. Is your mind?
Yeah, he's a huge gamer.
Huge. I didn't know that. So like, it's kind of shitty because when we were kids, when Taker died, we thought he actually died. When Kane was buried alive, we thought he was actually buried alive. You're a kid. So, but now my kids, your daughter, my
Go
neighbors,
on social media and see it. They're like,
wait, you were buried alive, but here you are playing Call of Duty that came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's why Taker sold it, because he never did that shit until like recently.
Didn't have a choice. It was a ring of the times. No, AJ Styles doesn't have to Twitch, which it's kind of cool he does. I know that WWE used that when they came out with their, was it last year or 2 years ago, the game? There was a contest, $1 million contest.
Yeah, that's 8.
Whatever, but I remember when it happened.
Yeah, you had to beat AJ Styles.
Yeah, and then you had to come up with a promo and all kinds. Then there was a tournament in New York City.
Oh yeah, I signed up for it.
And there was a tournament. Yeah, but did you actually make it?
What?
Did you did you get the promo, and did you get that far or no? How far did you get?
Like I I was doing the matches and everything, and I cut the promo and sent it to him. But
did you actually beat the in-game tower? Did you get all the way to beat the Gold AJ
no,
Styles?
I couldn't do it.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, people did it though. Obviously, I don't know whatever happened. I don't know who won. Congrats to you if you did, whoever you were. So yeah,
I think last year.
I think AJ, they're gonna bring him back. I think they're gonna, if they bring him back, I think the only option is to have some sort of demon possess Lord of the Underworld. Doing an Undertaker is stupid, but he has to. I think he needs to be either undead or possessed. I think those are the only two choices.
That, or he's going to NXT with Finn Balor.
If he goes NXT, you still have to bring him back as undead. You can't just bring him back as AJ Styles.
Comes back as a legend, walking in the sunset.
But you know what I mean, though. You have to. He's dead. He's buried alive. Kane was easy. They brought back in the day. They brought back Kane. He's undead. He's a demon. They brought back Undertaker. He's fucking undead, like the dead man. Okay, so we know these things. How are they going to bring back AJ from the dead? That's the only option. Otherwise, it just looks stupid and silly, and I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it before where they just like, all right, forget about that match.
I know.
Or they can just carry on and, like what you're saying, develop a new character.
I think they should develop a new character. I think it's more fitting. It's more...
it'd be entertaining. I would love it.
Dude, could you imagine him? Like, especially if someone, like, could you imagine someone comes out and we're like, AJ, and they do his thing, and he's just like, looks, stare him in the face and just like drop kicks him. Like, fuck
real,
you,
right?
That's not me, you know what I'm saying?
Like Daniel Bryan with the Yes Movement, where he was, when they were all doing it at the first time, and he was staring at everybody like, no, I don't do that.
Exactly that. So, I think the next person in line to fill the shoes of Taker and Kane is Loomis. No. Wait, who? Yeah, right? Dexter Loomis, or whatever his name is?
Who are you talking about?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I have to look on Twitter now. I swear the guy's name is Dexter Loomis. He wrestled last night, NXT. It was insane. Let's see if I can find it. Do you know who I'm talking about or no?
I'm trying to.
Did you not watch wrestling or NXT last night?
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah, Dexter Loomis. He's
oh, you're talking about the blonde guy.
He looks like he looks like one of the Aryan brothers. Yeah, a little bit.
He came from Impact.
I'll tell you what though, he pulls that character off. Like he just stares at like.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, and then, like, so he's sitting there, they come at him, and he just, and it goes back to fucking, like, just staring. I was like, dude, I posted all over Twitter, and I was talking to my wife, I was talking to someone else on Twitch who was watching with me. That was Taker or Kane all day. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
I hate to compare him, but it was beautiful. I was literally like, oh, this is amazing. The only reason I was a fan of him is because of that. Like, he didn't just stand there and stare and then all of a sudden have a super athletic match. He did that, like, on and off shit. That was perfect.
Yeah, first time I seen him was on Impact.
I didn't see him before, so to me he's brand new, but, like, he pulled that character off perfectly.
That's how he was on Impact, too.
Oh, so makes sense. He seems a little refined with it, which then again, Mark was refined with the Taker from day one, so I don't know.
I know, right?
So it's one of those.
God, you would never feel like that was the first night doing that.
Well, and that's why I'm asking. Like, but you said he's already refined, which is fine. There's nothing wrong. I could care less, about how refined they are. All right, so that pretty much concludes our show, folks. Feel free.
Hey, we actually stayed on topic.
What's up?
Woo! We actually stayed on topic.
A little bit. But so, yeah, like I could sit here and just talk all day about the fact they let people go, but like,
yeah,
it makes me wonder, dude, if the AEW has the money right now or can work out some deals, it's about to turn into like some ECW, WWE shit right now. You do realize that. Like that's all. I want to end on that note because I want people to realize and talk to us and engage with us if they want on Twitter or here or wherever. Literally, they have a chance right now to pick up a lot of good talent, both behind the scenes and on the in the mat in the ring rather. It could shape up pretty big. You know?
Yeah.
So
It's just more curious of how if they run out of, I don't see them running out of money or that, how the economy's going, you know what I mean? Like, could ever get back if AEW's financially fit too.
Well, that's your topic, folks. Feel free to engage with us. Talk to you guys all later.